Welcome in, guys. What is happening? Welcome into the first inaugural of let's say, the first 2026 season Skap Live After Dark session. I, of course, am your host, Skap. And welcome in. It feels like it's after dark, right? I have this nice nighttime feel going on in my home away from home. I am traveling. I'm actually visiting my parents where I grew up here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where I'm at here at my home studio away from home, as I say. Typically, I come from you in Florida, right around Tampa, but I'm in the Steel City. Not quite what you guys are used to visually, obviously, but damn it, that I wasn't going to let the opening night of the NBA season come and go without hopping on here and getting at all of you guys and chewing over these two games. There were only two on the slate tonight. Guys, it was a gem in the first game. We'll get to that one. It was ring ceremony in Oklahoma City. All the team got their rings. I think the banner was hoisted. I did not see the opening ceremony, but then the game tipped, and I did watch every second of that. And it was a lengthy one because it went to not one, but two overtimes. And Kevin Durant, I see Purple Pigeon here in the comments said Durant was cheeks. I echo that sentiment. Kevin Durant was hot cheeks tonight in his Houston Rockets debut. It was, we'll cover that in his choke fest down the stretch, both in regulation and in the second overtime. I think I really want to spend the majority of this live sesh with you guys talking about that game because it was by far the more compelling, and it contained two actual teams that have a chance to do something in the postseason this year, unlike the game that we just saw wrap up. Let's just touch on it briefly, shall we? It is a final now. It is official. The Los Angeles Lakers drop their season opener at home, their home debut against the Golden State Warriors by a score of 119-109. It was a balanced effort, a balanced attack by the Golden State Warriors. Jimmy Butler led the way with 31 points. He had a very nice opener on his end for the Golden State Warriors. Look, Steph Curry was all right, 23 points for him. Jonathan Kuminga, I think it bears mentioning for Kuminga, who had the lengthy contract dispute going on this summer. He was holding out virtually the entirety of the summer. Golden State could get practically nothing done this whole summer. They had to delay all of their eventual signings until they could finally get Kuminga shored up. They do, and Kuminga was big tonight, 17 points for him. And for stretches, particularly in the third quarter, he looked like a star. He was carrying them, and he looked unguardable for stretches. So he chipped in, like I said, with 17. And then Buddy Hield, who started the year off last year, Buddy Hield was a pretty big contributor for the Golden State Warriors, at least for the first half of the season. And he picked right up in this game to open the Golden State Warriors season off of the bench. He'll drop 17, 5 of 10 from the three. Speaking of three, this was like old school Golden State. They were chucking it 40 3-point attempts, made 17 of them, 43%, 42.5% from the 3-point line. So that's the big story for the Golden State Warriors. And they look pretty good. They look like a team that is going to be in the mix, in my estimation, for a top 4 seed line by the end of this regular season. I think heading into the playoffs, they're going to be right there on the 4-5 line. I think the top 3 teams this year in the Western Conference will be the Oklahoma City Thunder, the Houston Rockets, and the Denver Nuggets. And after that, right there would be Golden State. As for their opponent tonight, though, the LA Lakers, guys, I don't know how else to put it. They looked absolutely pitiful tonight. It was Luka Doncic and really not much else. How's this stat line grab, you guys? Luka Doncic in 40 minutes, 43 points, 12 rebounds, 9 assists, and only 3 turnovers. I'm going to use the term only there because with the hefty amount of usage that he was utilizing tonight, basically had the ball in his hands all night long. The fact that he played 40 minutes, and so there was a lot of fatigue there as well. I think that played a factor, even though it's skinny Luka now, as we all know. Still, though, only 3 turnovers, 43, 12, and 9 for Luka. Get ready for a lot of that kind of stat line this year for Luka Doncic because, again, there's practically nothing else going on this Lakers lineup. You had Austin Reeves. He had a pretty good night, 26 points, though he was in foul trouble. He had 5 fouls for much of the basically the whole fourth quarter. He was in foul trouble the entire second half. Still, pretty good night from 26 on 9 of 16. Other than that, literally nothing. DeAndre Ayton ended up with 10 just on, around the rim putbacks and lobs from Luka. No other Laker player in double digits. And it sure looks like the Lakers could use something else on that lineup, something else in that roster. Maybe if they didn't have some 41-year-old guy nursing a sciatica making $55 million a year on the sidelines, perhaps they could have filled out that roster a little bit better. The Lakers, look, I believe they were the 3 seed last year, actually, surprisingly, in the Western Conference behind Houston at 2, and of course the Thunder on that 68-win historical season as the 1 seed. The Lakers, in my estimation, are going to be taking a step back this year. I don't see them improving on that 3 seed line. Again, as I just mentioned, I don't see them even in the top 4. I don't see them getting home court advantage in the first round even. Ultimately, I could see this team being right back where they belong. Come on back home, LeBron. Come back to where you belong, where you feel most comfortable, where you actually can win games after the regular season concludes, the play-in tournament. I think the LA Lakers are going to find themselves somewhere around the 7 or 8 seed, and they're going to have to play their way in to the playoffs like they typically always seem to have to do in the LeBron tenure. And it doesn't seem like even an MVP caliber Luka Doncic is going to be enough to save the floundering king and this makeshift lineup that they have largely because, again, LeBron James, like he really doesn't know how to retire. I don't think he was ready to go to a different team yet. So he figured, let me just activate this $55 million option in the summer and I'll just kind of wing it, figure it out. I think he will play on next year. It will not be in a Laker uniform. And I think that it will be an unceremonious conclusion to his Laker tenure, to say the least, in the postseason. I think after the play-in, where he typically is every year in a Laker jersey, he's going to go out of the playoffs like he does typically every year during his Laker tenure in the first round, because they will probably be getting the Thunder or the Rockets or the Nuggets in that first round matchup. So that will be LeBron's Laker tenure limping to an end. And who knows where the next chapter, where he'll be taking his bum ass talents to next. But we got a lot of basketball to go before we have to worry about that, guys. And there was a real life basketball game tonight, not like what we just watched in formerly Staples Center, now Crypto.com Arena. No, there was a real game played in Oklahoma City tonight after the defending champion Rockets, now the defending champion Rockets, as we start this 25-26 campaign, got their rings and then tipped it up against the Houston Rockets. I have a lot of takeaways on this game. But first, guys, let me welcome you in one more time. Welcome to the party, guys. The waters are warm here in the Skap Live After Dark Lounge. It feels good to be back. It seems like, it seems like I just left, ultimately. I guess it's been a couple months. But, guys, welcome back. I got a couple super chats. I'm going to try to stay on top of these super chat things and not have like 40 of them, after I talk for like an hour. So I'm going to try to stay on top. What do we got here? Joshua Olson thinks I'm drunk. I am not drunk. I am tired, though. I flew in from Florida today. I was up very early. It is 1 a.m. nearing 1 a.m. my time. And my body clock schedule is not in playoff time, Joshua. I have been going to bed at a reasonable hour as of late, but now it is NBA season, so I have to work my way back into the night shift, I think, because I'm going to be trying to come on these late night kind of streams after the games. And Purple Pigeon, I am not drunk and I'm not stoned. Again, I'm just very tired, but I am very excited and happy to be here. Let me get to these super chats. As I said, my main man, Model Body Fit, is in. I knew that you would be here. Thank you. Let's see the question or comment. Skap, welcome back, my guy. Katie, looking like ass. He was looking like ass. I am going to get to the assness that was Kevin Durant's performance tonight momentarily, but I just want to, again, read through these super chats briefly. Thank you guys all for finding me here. We got, a little over 300 people in the After Dark Lounge here right now, and I am very grateful to have you all here. Next in, we've got Xavier DeGod, again, another regular. He's here typically anytime I go live. Xavier seems to be able to find me. So Xavier, thank you so much. Welcome in. I appreciate your contributions here as always. Let's see the question or comment from Xavier. Skap, did you see KD say defense is easy and making shots win championships? I think Ryan Davis should roast him again if you ever saw that video. I actually did not see this Ryan Davis video. So I'm going to have to look into that. Xavier, thank you for the recommendation. And again, thank you for always supporting me as you typically always do, Xavier. I, of course, appreciate you. And perhaps my number one benefactor and a big fan of the live stream and just the channel overall, Vacation Wealth Partners. Shout out to you. Many thanks for your very generous donation here to the After Dark Lounge. As always, I do appreciate you. Let's get the question or comment from my main man, Vacation Wealth Partners. LOL Skap, if you're rocking an old school box TV there, I love you even more than I thought. Great to have the NBA back. Kuminga was fantastic tonight. Agreed on all of that. And Vacation Wealth Partners, you are correct. It's right over my shoulder here. This box set TV. I'm trying to think. That TV is from when I was approximately in the 8th grade. And I am way past the 8th grade now. I don't want to age myself too much, but yeah, I was in the 8th grade back in the 90s. So that's how old that TV set is. As I said, I am not in my typical home. I am in my home away from home where I was born and raised. I'm visiting my parents. I'm in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and this is my bedroom that I grew up in. And yes, that is my box TV from like the mid-90s. I don't even know, the late 90s, probably, I guess, mid-90s. Who knows? Again, I don't want to age myself too much, but Vacation Wealth Partners, as always, I appreciate you and I appreciate your contributions. And guys, again, I appreciate all of you being here. I am monitoring this chat here. Purple Pigeon, Skap, over or under 45. You tell me. What do you think, guy? Let me see the guesses, chat. Let me see your takes. Purple Pigeon is asking, is Skap me? Am I over or under 45? I think that is pretty damn obvious, isn't it, guys? Come on, I look way more youthful than 45. Get the hell out of here. I've got Wise OG JC guessing 38. My man, I'll take that guess. I see a couple 41s, a couple 42s. 39, I'll take that. NBW Doughboy, I'll take 39 as well. I like to see any guesses in the 30s. BC 23, you're fringing on a block, my friend. 55, you're going to get a block on that guess. Mr. Skinny Kid with the 25, you are the winner. Will N coming in with 21. Man, I'm loving these guesses right now. I am under 45. Let's just leave it. Let's leave it at that. And anyone, again, if you guessed over 45, you're going to get, you're fishing, you're sniffing for a block. I'm telling you. Roger's guessing 25. I love seeing these things in the 20s. I am way outside of my 20s. I am actually very, very close in age to the fraud king, LeBron James. We are very near. We are both Sagittariuses. We're born around the same time. So LeBron and I are very near in age. But guys, I think I look way better than LeBron. That's just me. I'm just saying. All right, let me hit just a couple more super chats. And then I do want to get into this Rockets Thunder game. It was very compelling. I have a lot of takeaways on that. But first, speaking of takes, Mr. Takedown, welcome to the party, pal. Appreciate you so much. Let's get the question or comment here from you. Shout out. If Jokic and Luka teamed up, do you personally think Jokic could be the third greatest player of all time, factoring in all of his potential accomplishments? Mr. Takedown, I don't know. First of all, shameless plug time here. I just put out I was talking about my top 10 list with you guys in excess during the playoffs and during my live streams during the postseason. And I was teasing that my top 10 list was at some point eventually going to come out. It did come out. I just published it. I think like 3 days ago it came out. It's 30 minutes long. It is very in-depth. I go through specifics, exactly why I have the players ranked, exactly where I have them. So I urge all of you guys, please, if you did not check that out, please go and look into that video. I'm very proud of it. It's one of my favorite videos on my entire platform. So check that out, and you can see where I do give Jokic an honorable mention, Mr. Takedown. I do not have Jokic at this point in time in my top 10. I think you can make a case that he is right around 12, 13 range right now, and he's 30 years old. I think it is a foregone conclusion he's going to be top 10 by the time it's all said and done. I think just 4 to 5 more years at this same level that he's put out the last 5 seasons, whether he wins any more MVPs or wins any more championships, I think if he just plays at this level for the next 4 to 5 years, I think he's going to be top 10. If he does get another MVP and another championship, well, then we can start talking about just how high up does he go in the top 10. I personally do not see Jokic and Luka ever teaming up. They're very good friends off the court. I understand I think would play masterfully together. Unfortunately, these two guys, as most European players are, and just players from outside of the United States of America, they have more loyalty than players do that are born in this country. So Luka looked like he was absolutely stabbed in the back and in disbelief when Dallas traded him. And I think now the way that the Lakers are treating him, building around him, confiding in him, choosing him really over LeBron, I think Luka's going to be a Laker for life. And I think Nikola Jokic, he's alluded to it. I know he didn't sign his extension this summer, but that was really ultimately just to make another $80 million next summer. He has said multiple times he wants to be a Nugget forever. So I don't really see a pathway to Nikola Jokic and Luka Doncic teaming up. To answer your question, though, Mr. Takedown, I think, like I said, Jokic is likely to end up in the top, I think, 8 to 10 all time on my personal list within the next 4 to 5 years. If he gets, I'd say the number is 3 titles. If he gets to 3 titles, then you can start talking about him encroaching on top 5 range. Obviously, because I have Hakeem Olajuwon very high with 2. I have Larry Bird very high with 3. So I'm not saying he needs a single other title to get top 10. But if you want to start talking top 5 or better, you allude to top 3. He would need at least a minimum of 3 rings. So he needs 2 more. And the Oklahoma City Thunder look to me as unstoppable as ever. We'll go over what they did tonight. I promise. We're going to go over that in a minute. I just want to hit on a couple more of these super chats real quick so I don't get too far behind on them. From David Gallman. David, what's up, brother? Shout out to you. Welcome to the sponsor area here of the lounge. The question or comment from David: if LA sucks, will LBJ demand a trade? Maybe to, I don't know, what is DFW? I'm not quite sure what that means. I do not see LeBron demanding a trade. LeBron is going to need, he's going to have to do this, guys, this year. If he doesn't like the direction of the team, this is what I suggest LeBron does. Okay, wait, snowboarder saying Dallas, Fort Worth. Okay, you could have just said the Mavs. I do think LeBron wanted to go to Dallas. I don't think Dallas wanted him. They didn't want him in a sign and trade specifically. They don't want to trade for him now. They don't want to give up any assets for him, and they don't want him at $55 million. So this is what Boss Senjoyer is suggesting. China. He's going to China. I see another B Smokey saying back to Cleveland. No, I don't. Listen, this is what I suggest, guys, that LeBron does. If he doesn't like the path of the Lakers this year, if he doesn't like them running through Luka, if he doesn't like how the Lakers are playing as a team, this is what I suggest, LeBron. Sit down and shut the hell up. You had an opportunity, my friend, to decline. It was a player option. And guess what? Here's the skinny. I'm going to say this loud and clear, so there's no confusion or anything on the end of the Lakers. They didn't want you, LeBron. They did not want you on their books this year. They don't want you polluting their team. They want to move forward in the direction and the path of Luka Doncic, not with your aging broke ass sitting on the bench with sciatica for 2 weeks, then coming in and loafing all over the place on defense and jacking up shots at the other end and sporting up whatever, minus 50, minus 100, whatever it's going to end up in the plus minus realm this year. It was minus 54 last year. So if he doesn't like it, then he can just look in the damn mirror, because he had the opportunity to decline the option and go wherever he wanted at whatever price point he wanted. Instead, he activated that $55 million option. So he's going to sit there and shut the hell up this year. I believe that he will, minus his passive aggressive moron tactics that he's going to deploy on social media like he typically always does. So other than that, I think the Lakers, like I said, are going to limp to the finish line, probably 7 or 8. They're going to have to play in, then they're going to play one of the top 2 seeds and be swiftly out of the playoffs. And LeBron will be swiftly out of LA after he humiliates himself for one more season. And who knows if he's going to drag Bronny along with him. I would guess that he would, because the Lakers don't want him either once they finally get clear of LeBron. Okay, we're almost there, guys. We're almost. I just want to hit one more here. John Ratcliffe. Welcome in, brother. John Ratcliffe, an original. He was on the very first Skap Live After Dark in the playoffs last year when I was chewing it up with you guys. And then what ultimately became, I don't know. I probably did like 40 of these things during the playoffs. And John was a consistent performer in this area, in the sponsor area, and just in the chat in general. John, welcome back to you. I hope you've had a good couple months here away from the NBA, and I'm glad to have you back. Let's see the question or comment from John. Hey, I missed you guys. My Jets are greatest stain on the NFL. My Bruins have forgotten how to play hockey, and the Celtics are doing something. John, ouch. Like, with the list of those teams, it's going to be a rough year for you, my friend. I think the Celtics are not going to be very good this year either. At least they're in the weaker Eastern Conference, but still, even though the power is in the West, I still don't see the Celtics getting out, maybe to the second round, not much further than that. Your Jets, though, John, woof, heinous cheeks. I mean, they could possibly be the worst team in the NFL right now. So at least maybe you're going to get that first overall pick. So you got that going for you, John. And I hope I know you had shoulder surgery during the summer. I know you've been rehabbing it. You had some complications with it. So hopefully your shoulder is healing up. And I missed you too, John. And I missed all of you guys as well. All right. I see a couple more super chats. I will get to them. As you guys know, I get to every super chat. I will never end one of these things or sign out until I read every single one. But guys, let me fish around for my bottle of water here, and let me get a nice refreshing sip here, because I got a lot to say on this Rockets and Thunder game. I actually started taking notes on the game during it because it was just such an exhilarating game. if you did not see it. The Rockets largely dominated this game, and there was a lot of talk about Houston and their massive starting lineup. I think Amen Thompson at 6'7" is like the shortest player on their starting five. And every other player I believe they started tonight was 6'10" or taller. So a massive starting team, the biggest collection for a starting, it was the largest starting five since 1970 to start a season. So massive. They do win. They beat the Thunder up kind of on the glass. They won the rebound battle, I believe, by 12. So they did pound the glass in this game. And they kind of out-physicaled a very physical Oklahoma City Thunder team. And I thought for large stretches of this game appeared to be the superior team of the two. But they just honestly could not overcome the bummish antics of Kevin Durant, the guy they brought in to facilitate the closings of these games, the guy they brought in to finish these games off and find a way to win these games, these close games that they were losing. He's supposed to be the guy to get it done, not to lose the game like he did tonight. First, it was the end of regulation where KD got fouled with the Rockets up. There was about 9 seconds left in regulation, and the Rockets had a 1-point lead, and KD, like 90-ish% free throw shooter, KD steps to the free throw line to ice the game, put them up. Maybe not ice it, but it would have been a 3-point game with about 9 seconds left. It would have just been, either hoist a three at the other end for OKC, or it would have been try to get a quick 2, then play the foul game, foul again, and yada, yada, yada. I think Houston would have won the game ultimately. KD, though, missed the front end. He did make the second, but that made it a 2-point differential, and Shea hit a jumper to send that one into the first overtime, which they played to a stalemate yet again in the first overtime to send it to a second OT, where the Rockets again looked like they were going to win this game. They were up 1 in the waning seconds. KD was defending Shea and actually got Shea to pick up his dribble. Shea was pivoting around, pump faking. KD, you're 7'2". Just stay on the ground straight up and put your arms straight up and down. He didn't. He jumped into Shea on a pump fake, put Shea on the line with 2 seconds to go, and he hit. That also fouled KD out, so he wasn't there for the other end, and the Rockets' desperation heat for the win. Shea, of course, knocked down those 2 free throws, and the Rockets get the exhilarating 125-1. The Thunder get the exhilarating 125-124 win, and it was a tremendous game. I mean, I can't remember the last opening night basketball game that had this level of energy and this kind of back and forth, and 2 really high caliber teams going back and forth. For his part, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, again, just like I said about Steph Curry in the Laker and Warriors game, he was all right. Let me get your comments in here of all you people hating on me for saying Shea was just decent. His line, 35 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Look, the end game stat line looked very solid, but 12 of 26 shooting from the field for those 35 points. He really did not much of anything through the first 3 quarters. Even looking at him at halftime, he had 5 points on 2 of 5 shooting from the field, but they were only down 6 points because, again, as I said all last year, this team is absolutely loaded. The Oklahoma City Thunder are stacked. They did not even have Jalen Williams in this game, who was an all-star last year, who was all-NBA third team last year, and an all-NBA second team defensive selection last year. Didn't even have that guy in the lineup for tonight's game. He's still rehabbing that wrist injury that he had, that he got surgery on the wrist after the playoffs last year. He's sitting out. I think it's just precaution. He should be back shortly. But he did not even play, and yet this team is just too good. Shea just kind of sits around for the first 3 quarters, doesn't do anything, and then he has plenty of energy to start getting loose in the fourth quarter, which he did. He had a great fourth quarter. He was good in overtime. He really got better when Amen Thompson went out, and I still don't really know what's going on with him. It looked like it was an injury. It looked like he had like some kind of calf cramp, but he limped off the floor and never returned. Thompson, I don't know if he just got benched. I would guess he was injured because he was doing a decent job on Shea in isolation. See, that's the problem with how loaded this Oklahoma City Thunder team is. Shea, essentially, he's just never doubled. Ultimately, that's why I take such exception with giving him an MVP, because he's doing everything virtually through the context of single coveraging. Because when the Rockets were doubling him and forcing the ball out of his hand, he was swinging it, and typically someone was always making a shot. Cason Wallace hit a number of big shots down the stretch for them. And Chet Holmgren, who I talked up last year during the playoffs, I got a lot of hate on that one, but I said Chet was going to be more than likely an All-NBA selected player this year if he could stay healthy. He, of course, missed like 3/4 of the season last year when he broke his pelvis. But I think he would have been an All-NBA player last year. So basically, I thought Chet was All-NBA caliber last year. Jalen Williams, like I said, did make All-NBA, and of course, Shea made All-NBA. They have 3 All-NBA caliber performers tonight. Chet Holmgren was fantastic, 28.7 rebounds. He ultimately did foul out. Like I said, Cason Wallace was big. Isaiah Hartenstein, look, the box score doesn't look all that impressive. He had a team best +9, though, on the plus-minus. And as always, that Oklahoma City Thunder bench was big. 36 points for the Thunder bench tonight. And that was, again, with them having to elevate someone from the bench into the starting lineup to cover up the Jalen Williams injury that he sat out with the wrist injury. So the Thunder they're absolutely loaded. That's why they are the overwhelming, substantial favorite to win the championship again this year. They won 68 games last year. That could be 70 this season. Who knows? But again, it looked like Houston was better for much of the night. And in my humble opinion, Houston, not Oklahoma City, with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander reigning MVP, but Houston had the best player on the floor for either team. And no, it wasn't Kevin Durant. We went over his flailing exploits at the end of regulation and in double overtime. And KD, quite frankly, just wasn't that good in general otherwise. Like, he wasn't making a great amount of shots in this game or doing much of anything. No, the best player on the Rockets by far, and to me, the best player on the floor, inclusive of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, was Alperen Sengun, who guys, I don't want to toot my own horn here, but I've been talking this kid up for like a year and a half now. He is going to be, I said preseason that he would be All-NBA second team this year, and he looked every bit of that tonight. He was absolutely ridiculous. I can't believe, guys, it is 33 minutes in to this Skap Live After Dark live stream, and this is the first time I'm mentioning the best player maybe I saw all night, Luka Doncic included. Alperen Sengun with, my goodness, 39 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists. He had a team high for Houston +9 and tied Isaiah Hartenstein for a game high +9 in the plus-minus. He was terrific. It looked like he might have hit the game winner, quite frankly, until KD bailed the Thunder out and jumped into Shea with 2 seconds left and put him on the free throw line. So Sengun, to me, he was an all-star last year. He's going to be an all-star perennially now moving forward, and I think he's going to be a perennial All-NBA caliber player. He is called Baby Jokic, is what they call him, and he certainly looked like Baby Jokic tonight. He was the best player on the floor tonight. And Houston, again, looked like the better team, but their point guard situation is in sheer and utter disarray right now. It's something that is going to plague them all year. I actually like Houston preseason when they signed KD. I like Houston to jump Denver into the second best team spot in the Western Conference and become like the main threat to these Oklahoma City Thunder. But when Fred VanVleet tore his ACL, or maybe it was his MCL, I don't know. He tore his knee up somewhere when I think it was at camp actually, and he is suspected now to be gone for the whole season. When I heard of that injury, I reshuffled my alignment, the pecking order, if you will. I have Denver now back as the second best team in the conference, and Houston is the third, because I thought losing VanVleet was going to be just a critical loss to them. I love Amen Thompson. He looked like a stud tonight. He had flashes of brilliance. They were actually isolating him a lot of the times. He was getting up and down the court, breaking presses, beating his guy kind of routinely when they would have him in ISO, but he still has limitations from outside. They're leaving him open. He's not going to be a very efficient outside shooter, I think, for the much of this season. It's going to just be streaky. It's a work in progress on that end. The other option really is Reed Sheppard, and that ain't it. That's not the solution. Reed Sheppard was getting cooked on defense. They can't hide him anywhere. He was ending up getting cross-matched or somehow finding his way on SGA, and Shea was just absolutely obliterating him. And, look, if Sheppard's going to be out there, he's got to make shots. He was only 3 of 11. So they're in just a world of issues, is Houston, when it comes to their point guard situation and point guard issues that they have right now. I don't know. Again, I was looking at the Amen Thompson situation throughout the Lakers game. I did not see if that. I'm imagining he did something to his calf, so I don't know how long he's going to be out. But again, they're just very thin at point. They basically don't really even have a pure point. There was probably a dozen times during this game where they were taking the ball out under the basket after a make, and like nobody was even there for the inbound. Like somebody had to run back, like KD or Schengen had to run from the front court all the way back and get the inbound and bring it up. Like it was just a mess. And then the execution was sloppy at times down the stretch. So I just don't know what Houston's going to do this season. I think they have to go out. I don't know, either make a trade or do something. Look to free agency. I don't really know what else is left, or really within the confines of their cap limitations, what they can swing. It might have to be a trade, but they definitely need some kind of a floor general. I think tonight's game really highlighted that, but there will be better nights. They're not going to be playing the best team in the NBA every single night. So there will be better nights coming for this Houston Rockets team. I think they should be highly encouraged with the way this game went. The fact that they had several opportunities to beat Oklahoma City on their home court during their ring ceremony night. And we'll see. Obviously, they do not have the depth that the Thunder have, and they went to double overtime. So I think Houston's going to be just fine. Season-long outlook. It's just they need to address that point guard situation in some way, or it's obviously going to burn the shit out of them come playoff time when they're playing these upper echelon teams. All right, let's get back to some more of these super chats, guys. I do appreciate it. I got a lot of these super chats streaming in. Back from John. Hey, I missed you. Okay, I already read that one. Xavier is back in. Xavier to God back in yet again. Thank you, Xavier. Welcome back to the party here. Is it more impressive to three-peat or win back-to-back over winning at least one ring in 3 different decades? What do you think will go? Who do you think will go to the finals for the East? Sorry, guys, I'm still a little parched. My voice is still rebounding. I had a little bout with laryngitis a few weeks ago, so I'm still the voice is still kind of recovering. So I have to take some intermittent sips of the old water here. Let me dig back into this, Xavier. More impressive to three-peat or win back-to-back over winning at least one ring in 3 different. Okay, so the most impressive thing of all is the three-peat. There is no question about that. Repeating is by far the best thing. Not just in the NBA, like in any sport. Let's just stick to the 4 primary professional American sports in the United States, where you've got baseball, football, basketball, and hockey. The LA Lakers with Shaq and Kobe are the last team to three-peat in all 4 of those sports. So it's never been done in the NFL ever. It was done in the mid-90s in baseball by the Yankees last. And in the NHL, I don't even know. I think you have to go back to the 70s to find someone that three-peated in the NHL. I do believe maybe the Islanders three-peated in the 70s. So the last team to do it was the 2001 and 02 Shaq Kobe Lakers. Guys, that was 25 years ago. So clearly I see someone's Gala Islanders three-peat in the 80s. Okay, so I was right with the team, wrong with the decade. So there you have it. It's been 25 years, though, since it's been done. The last time that it was done was in the NBA, and it was Shaq and Kobe, and it hasn't been done since. And guess what? We've had a multitude of super teams. LeBron has built like 2 super teams, couldn't do it. The Golden State Warriors built a super team, couldn't do it. So it is so very difficult to win 3. It's difficult to win back-to-back. Tim Duncan and his infinite greatness never one time won back-to-back NBA championships. So 3 is obviously the best, the top. Then back-to-back would be next. And then to win at least 1 ring in 3 different decades. I mean, sure, that's cool. That's good. That's all right. You know, if you win at least 1 ring in 3 different decades, you got 3 rings, which is a hell of an accomplishment, specifically if you're winning them the right way and not as some coward mercenary ring-chasing super team architect. So, you know, I think I really do respect champions and teams that win championships the right way, Xavier. But the three-peat by far is the answer to your question, and it's not particularly close. All right, now we've got John back in. Oh, the shoulder is doing great. I'm very, very happy to hear that, John. And ironically, he said he started dating his physical therapist. It was worth it. The setbacks in the end. Wow, kudos, John. Mazel tov. A budding romance coming from the shoulder. So pain and strife leads to obviously something very good at the other end for John. So very, very happy to hear that, John. I hope you two crazy kids, have a great relationship here moving forward. And if by chance, you guys, you know, if marriage may one day be in the works here, I hope that your good buddy Skap Attack might warrant an invite, because John, I love weddings, and I would like to just RSVP right now that I never pass up an opportunity to get to a wedding. So just keep your pal Skap in mind. Next in, we've got Cusmo Jimbo. Welcome, Cusmo Jimbo, a regular all summer long during the playoffs, is now back in the Skap Live After Dark. Welcome in, Cuse. Let's see the question or comment. Hey, Skap, any chance you'll be doing a top 10 all-time QB list using a similar format that you used for your top 10 all-time NBA players? Oh, I like it. I could do that. Yeah, I absolutely could do a top 10 quarterback list. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll start working on that, Cuse. Very, very good suggestion and recommendation. I will take that to heart. As we know, it took me a while to ultimately publish this top 10 all-time NBA list, but I like where your head's at, and I do love the NFL, so maybe I'll start working on it now and try to get that published sometime before the Super Bowl or something like that this year. Could be a good working goal, maybe. So yeah, I could start working on that. I'll put that on the back burner and on my queue. Thank you. And again, thank you for your ongoing support here and finding me in the After Dark Lounge. Next in, we've got, I'm going to try this out. Tuareg is the way I would say that. Hopefully I'm not absolutely slaughtering that. Thank you very much. Welcome to the lounge. The waters are warm. I appreciate you sponsoring us here in this live. Let's get the question or comment. Oh, I see a greetings from Brazil. I love to hear when people are coming from different places around the world and to know where they're coming from. So Tuareg, hopefully I'm saying that right. Greetings. Welcome. Welcome to the Skap Live Lounge. Welcome from Brazil. I'm very thankful to have you here. Do you think it's possible for LBJ to take on some NBA job after retirement? I hope not. Yeah, I don't know that I see that happening. I think LeBron, I think his ego is too big. I think it would be too difficult for him to work in the front office capacity in any way, or as a head coach. No way. Maybe I could see ownership for sure. I think I could probably see that. I'm not sure which franchise it would be, or he'd probably look the way these teams are selling now. I know LeBron has a lot of scratch, and he's worth about $1 billion. That ain't going to cut it to be a solo owner in today's NBA landscape. The Lakers, I know that's an extreme example, but the Lakers just sold for $10 billion. And I think even the Clippers way back whenever Steve Ballmer bought them about 13-ish years ago, they sold for like over $2 billion. So LeBron would need to be part of some kind of an ownership group that would take, maybe he would have like majority ownership stake or something, but I don't know exactly what team that would be. It would have to be obviously some kind of marquee spotlight kind of a team. I don't think he would take some dredge of the NBA. It's just what seems like it's beneath LeBron. So the only way I could see a Touareg is if it's ownership. Maybe though, look, he's doing this stupid podcasting, this mind the game. Maybe he gets more involved into broadcasting in some capacity. Maybe he joins the inside the NBA like him, though I don't see him coinciding and coexisting with Charles Barkley. So probably Barkley would have to leave if that were actually going to happen. Or maybe he just, becomes more involved on his platform and on his mind the game. Who knows? But no, I do not see any kind of an NBA job with a team. Absolutely could not see that coming. Next thing we've got Cole. Cole, welcome in. Thank you for your very generous donation to our live stream. I appreciate it. I'm going to take a quick little sip here, guys. Got to keep the vocals nice and lubricated here. Cole Fairbanks, thank you very much. Cole here from Austin. Welcome from Austin, Cole. Again, I'm very happy to have you in the lounge. Love your content. Thank you, Cole. Hate LeBron. I'm going to the Mavs season opener versus the Spurs tomorrow. What are your predictions on this game? Cole, nice. That's going to be a fun game. I am very excited to see that game. I think I like the Mavs in that game. I think the Spurs are going to have I think they're going to have a good season this year. I think the Spurs will. I can see the Spurs in the playoff field. They might have to go through the play-in to get there, but I do like the Spurs season-long outlook, provided Victor Wembanyama can stay healthy. But the Mavs are kind of like a dark horse kind of team to me this season. If, again, they could stay healthy or at least get healthy, they're going to be without Kyrie Irving for at least probably a couple months still to start the season. But that team is very long, very good defensively. They don't have really any weaknesses on that side of the ball. If you can keep AD upright, I really like Cooper Flagg's outlook for this season. I think he is a slam dunk. I did a video on him a few days ago, Cole. So if you're a Mavs fan and you'd missed that video, I urge you to go find it. I do kind of an outlook on him, a comparison between other marquee rookies this century from 2000 to 2025. I think when we look back, when all is said and done at the end of the season, that Cooper Flagg will be right up there amongst them all in terms of like LeBron James, Luka Doncic, Victor Wembanyama, the best of the best, the upper echelon first-year performances by first-year players. I think Cooper Flagg is going to put that kind of a performance down this year. I think his usage is going to be crazy. I could see him getting about 20 points per game, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, something like that. And he is an elite defender in his own right. So I think he's going to be showcasing on that side of the ball as well. He'll be playing a lot of point before Kyrie comes back, I think. So like I said, the usage should be off the maps. He's going to have the opportunity to put up some good stat lines. And I think the Dallas Mavericks are going to be a good team this season. So my predictions for tomorrow night is the Mavs. I like the Mavs to win. I think the line I want to say is around -2.5-ish is what I saw. I would probably lay those points even. I think the Mavs will cover that line. and it will be the beginning of the Cooper Flag era. I think there's other guys involved in this era, but he's going to be one of those guys. I think within the next 3 to 4 years, he's going to be like a perennial All-NBA first or second team kind of player. And it begins this season with a decisive Rookie of the Year win. And the Mavs are going to be a very, very stellar defensive unit. I'm just waiting till Kyrie comes back to see how he kind of runs the show and stirs the drink, so to speak. But Cole, thank you so much for sliding in here, and enjoy the game tomorrow night. That's awesome. I hope you have a great time. Next in, we've got Adam Freeman. Adam, welcome to the party, my friend. Let's see the question or comment from Adam. Seeing KD choke at the end after OKC enjoyed their ring ceremony is truly poetic justice. It was a tough night for KD. I'm not going to lie. KD was booed primarily when he, I'd say it was overwhelming boos that I heard when he was announced. So, a guy who spent a large chunk of his career there and comes home, so to speak, gets unmercilessly booed when he checked in. And then he was booed throughout the game. Like when he was touching the ball, when he was taking shots, he was getting booed. He obviously, like I said, gagged on that free throw. He was 5 of 6 from the free throw line tonight. That one miss cost him the game, in my estimation. He had a decent game. 9 of 16 shooting, 23 points. He was an even plus minus, but he fouled out. He could not keep contain on that final SGA drive. He forced SGA. I don't know what he was doing on SGA in the first place. Kind of got switched off on him. And why Udoka wasn't running a double at that point to get the ball out of SGA's hands, I don't know. A second defender did come over at the end, but Shea had already picked up his dribble and was pirouetting around and pump faking. KD had him right where he wanted him. And again, KD, a generous 6'10". I think he's more like 7 feet tall. His wingspan is like 7'2" probably. Just put your hands straight up and you got Shea. He's up against the clock. There's like 2 seconds left, but he couldn't. He jumped right into him. So yeah, tough night all around for KD, getting booed left and right all night long, and then gagging that free throw, and then ultimately fouling out and giving SGA the game-winning free throw. So tough one for KD tonight. Again, there will be better days than this for KD and the Houston Rockets this year. I think they're going to be probably the 2nd or 3rd seed overall at the end of this season. It's going to be, I think, Denver and Houston are going to be battling all year for that 2 seed, in my opinion. I think OKC will win maybe 70 this year. And then Houston and Denver are going to be right around like 59-60. And they're going to be battling, I think, to the very end. So we'll see. That'll be an interesting race there. Next in, Will N. What's up, brother? Welcome in. Another regular. All my regs are finding me in the After Dark Lounge. Love to see it. I missed all you guys. Will N., welcome back into you. And thank you for your, again, as always, your kind donations to me. Speaking of OKC being loaded, wait till Topic comes back from injury. LOL. Yes. Nikola Topic, who was, I believe, like the 12th or 13th pick of the NBA draft last year. I actually really liked Topic. I thought he was probably the best offensive player in the draft at the time last season. I thought he probably would have been the 6th or 7th-ish pick, but he tore up his knee and he was going to miss the entire season. So some teams shied away, but a team like Oklahoma City, who didn't really need him last year at all, they took him. He sat out all year. They won the championship anyway. And Topic looked impressive in the summer league this year. I think he will absolutely, definitively be a rotational piece come playoff time. And he's going to be an offensive weapon for them come playoff time. And he did not play in tonight's game either. So yes, Nikola Topic will eventually get in there, and Jalen Williams, all-star, all-NBA as well. So yeah, it's going to be a difficult task to beat them 4 times out of 7. I don't think anybody ultimately will. I picked them last year to win the title in the preseason. I'm picking them again to win the title this year in the preseason. I think teams have narrowed. I think it's going to be harder for them, and they had a hard run last year. They got taken 7 by a mediocre Nuggets team, and they got taken 7 by a mediocre Indiana team. So And it's going to be harder because I think Houston and Denver are even closer to them now. I think Denver is better than they were last year by a pretty healthy margin. So it will be interesting to see just what exactly the Thunder do when they get into the playoffs. I think they're going to win near 70 games, so they're going to have the 1 seed, and I think they will probably be better this year. They're going to all be a year older and wiser. It's still a very young rotation, so there is still room for improvement. Chet Holmgren, in particular, missed 3/4 of the year last year. If he stays healthy, he's going to be all NBA defense. I think he'll be top 3 in defensive player of the year, more than likely. I think Wembanyama is a shoo-in for that, to win that award. And then probably Zubats. I like Ivica Zubats. I always slaughter this guy's name. I think he'll probably finish runner-up to Wemby in defensive player of the year. But then at that point, there's a couple guys on the Thunder that could be in the mix for that. You have like 3 or 4 guys who have been on all NBA defensive teams in the past. And I think Chet has the ability to maybe be the most impactful defender of them all. And he's going to be hopefully a year better and healthier this season. So the Thunder will be better. There are better teams now to oppose them this season, but still something unusual is going to have to happen for some team to beat them 4 times out of 7. All right. Welcoming back in Lester's Banana. What is up, my brother? Another regular from last year who was along for the ride all summer long in these live streams and was obsessed with me eating bananas, trying to come up with various ways to make me or force me into eating a banana on this live stream. And accordingly, the question or comment from Lester is, Skap, eat a banana for old time's sake. Lester, I do not have a banana readily available for me at this time, but it's a long season. I'm thinking I'm going to be doing these lives throughout the year more frequently. I love doing them in the playoffs so much. I think I'm going to be doing them more regularly in the regular season. So there will be plenty of opportunities for you to try to force me into eating a banana. Fear not. Next in, we've got, oh boy, Waba Jacks, I believe. Waba Jacks. I hope I got that right. Hopefully I didn't annihilate that. Watching from the Philippines. All right. Welcome in, my friend from the Philippines. Thank you so much. I do appreciate you, and I appreciate you posting where you're coming from. Shout out Philippines. I wasn't able to watch LA v Golden State, but how is DA getting out rebounded by guys at least 4 inches shorter than him? Yeah, let me check the final. I do want to see the final rebound numbers tonight, because yeah, the Warriors are a very small team. And the Lakers, look, they tried to address their 6 rebounds for DeAndre Ayton. So of course last year the Lakers went into the playoffs after they traded away really their only size in AD to facilitate the trade with Luka Doncic. They go into the playoffs with Jackson Hayes as virtually their only center, and he fell out of favor with JJ Redick. He didn't even play for 2 of the games, I think, at all. And in another game, I think he played like a minute or 2 and then was taken out and he never went back in. So Jackson Hayes barely played. The Lakers got obliterated on the glass in that first round series, ousting by the Minnesota Timberwolves. In one game, Rudy Gobert, of all people, looked like Wilt Chamberlain. He had like 27 points and 24 rebounds, just absolutely obliterating, abusing, humiliating the Lakers, ripping their hearts out underneath on the rebounds. And I think in that game, Minnesota ultimately won it. They shot like 52 threes and made like 9 of them, but it didn't matter because they were all over the glass. And DeAndre Ayton was a surprise buyout this summer, and the Lakers get him on a discount. You would think that DeAndre Ayton, who has become a bit of a journeyman now, who was the former number 1 overall pick in his draft, actually he's the number 1 overall pick in Luka Doncic's draft, if you can believe that one. So, and I think, was it Trae Young, I think, was in that draft too. So, but DeAndre Ayton was the number 1 pick in that draft, and he has been, for all intents and purposes, a bum for, to this point of his career. He's been serviceable, mediocre, average. He's a whatever, a serviceable center, but certainly not befitting a number 1 overall pick. And you would think that maybe this would be the opportunity that would really light him up, wake him up, whatever. No. DeAndre Ayton, 10 points tonight, again, on just putbacks and scrap opportunities and just passes that found him right underneath the basket. Still just 10 points and 6 rebounds in 34 minutes of work. And the tiny ass Warriors out rebound them actually 40-39. So that's a problem. DeAndre, if you don't do anything else, you got to get on the glass at the very least. Wabajacks, great call. And again, thank you for being here from the Philippines. I do appreciate that. And you, Giuseppe DeRosa, what's up, brother? Another regular in here and on the videos. What's up? Welcome in, Giuseppe. Are the Warriors overrated? Well, I don't know. I wouldn't go so far as to say they're overrated. They have an interesting matchup coming up on Thursday, Denver's opener. Denver, obviously, there's only 2 games tonight. They do not play tomorrow night. The new look Denver Nuggets, fresh off of all of this stuff that they've done in the offseason. Obviously, they get rid of Michael Porter Jr., trade him for Cam Johnson to the Nets. And then with all of the savings that they got in that transaction, they brought in a lot of stuff. They got Tim Hardaway Jr. in. They bring in back in Bruce Brown. And then something I'm really excited about, Jonas Valanciunas, finally a serviceable backup player to help spell Nikola Jokic. And hell, with how big the Western Conference is and how it's trending to a too big alignment, I mean, look no further than tonight. The Houston Rockets played Alfred Şengün and Steven Adams, while the Thunder ran out Isaiah Hartenstein and Chet Holmgren. So I think you could see Jonas Valanciunas and Nikola Jokic playing in tandem at times throughout this season. So anyway, we'll get a fresh look at this new look Denver Nuggets team on Thursday in their season opener. It is their home opener, and they're playing the Golden State Warriors. So I think that'll be an interesting game. You can't take much away from tonight. The Lakers look like sheer ass. Luka was out there with nothing else. He was doing it all alone. I mean, Austin Reeves chipped in. Austin Reeves had a good game too, but it was just those two and literally nothing else. So we'll see. I do, like I said, Giuseppe, if you were not here on the top of this show, I do expect the Golden State Warriors. They're somewhere in that 4-5 line to me, ultimately. I think the top 3 seeds at the end of the NBA, barring health, barring injury, blah, blah, blah. I think the best 3 teams in the Western Conference and, for that matter, the best 3 teams in the entire NBA right now are the Oklahoma City Thunder, the Denver Nuggets, and the Houston Rockets. I think the Thunder are easily going to be the 1 seed, and then the 2 seed is going to be up for grabs between Houston and Denver. Whoever loses it will be the 3. And then at that point, you get, to me, Golden State and the LA Clippers. Like 2 aging teams, but 2 good teams if they're healthy and if they can keep all their players upright. I think it's that will be a compelling battle all season long for that 4 spot between, in my estimation, Golden State and the LA Clippers. And it will be a compelling first round series matchup because whoever gets the 4, the loser will probably be the 5. And then you got in the 4-5 the Clippers and Golden State Warriors in some combination, some order, and they'll be playing each other in what will probably be a very tantalizing and tasty first series matchup, which I would anticipate would go 7 games. So that is kind of the way I see it. I don't know that I would say that the Warriors are overrated, though, Giuseppe. I think they're somewhere around 9th or 10th-ish on the title odds for this season. And I think that's about right to me. If any team is overrated at this point, I would say, if I'm looking at the odds, it would be the LA Lakers after what I saw tonight. LeBron ain't going to make that any better, in my opinion. And the Lakers are the 5th odds-on favorite right now. That is pretty laughable in my estimation. So that they're the team, to me, when I look at the vast expanse of the teams out there, and when I look at their preseason odds lines, the Lakers are the ones that really jump out to me that are imposters, because I think they're going to be more of a play-in team than a championship team. All right, next, and we've got John Ratcliffe following back up. Oh, John, awesome. I love to hear that. He confirms that if him and his new gal, the physical therapist, if they get married, I'm coming to the wedding. He said I'm invited, but I'm saying right now I'm coming. I'm going. I will be at your wedding, John, if you guys get married. So please make sure you reach out to me in the comment section somewhere. I'll get you my address for that invitation. Next, in we've got Jimbo back in. Thank you, Jimbo, for, again, your very generous donations here. I do appreciate you. Perhaps it's just me, but the imbalance between this season's Western Conference and Eastern Conference is bad as it's been since at least 2001. Why not just take the 16 best teams and put them in the playoffs? You know, I think I missed. Somebody asked me about. Was it Q? It was Jimbo. Sorry, I glanced over your initial. Sorry, where'd that go? Oh no, I guess it was Xavier was asking me who I think it was. So Xavier asked who I think was going to go to the finals from the East, and then sorry, Xavier, I kind of glanced over that portion of that question, and then Jimbo comes back in and chimes in and follows up with an Eastern Conference comment. I'll say this. I don't think it's as bad. It was heinous for years, the imbalance in the 2000s, in the early 2000s and into even like the mid 2000s. The imbalance was stark and drastic. It was ridiculous. You had teams winning 50 games in the 8th seed in the West and teams winning like 37 in the 8th seed out East. It was terrible. Like the top 5 or 6 teams were in the West. And before you found the next best team that would be the best team in the East. I don't think it's quite that bad this year in the East, only because I am high on Cleveland. I think the Cavaliers are going to be a very, very good team this year. I think they got injured at the wrong time last year in the playoffs. They were the second best team in the league last year in terms of wins, in terms of net differential, in terms of SRS. I think they are going to be better this season in year 2 under Chucky Atkins, I believe is their second year coach. He was just a first year head coach last year, and they jumped from, I think, 48 wins to 64 or something like that. So I think they're going to be even better now. So I am high on the Cavs. The Knicks are going to be good-ish. I kind of like the Knicks, but they're not better than, the top probably 4 or 5 teams. You're right, out West are all better than the Knicks. I think a dark horse team this year is going to be the Orlando Magic. Again, I'm just going to hype another video I did recently within the last week or so. I did my preseason picks. I've got the Magic coach as the head coach of the year this year because I think the Magic are going to be a dark horse team this season. I could see them threatening the Cavaliers for the 1 seed. I don't think they'll get it. I think the Cavs will win like 60-ish games. The Magic, though, I could see them getting like 55, 56 wins this season. I love Paolo Banchero is going to be all-NBA second team. Book it. Franz Wagner is going to be an all-star this year. Book it. And then the Desmond Bane edition is nice. So I like Orlando. Those are really the only 3 teams, though, that I would say really move my needle out East. That would be Orlando, Cleveland, and New York. But the West is absolutely stacked. It's just ridiculous. Like Minnesota is probably going to be in the play-in. Like Minnesota is a really, really good team. When I look at some of these teams, like, I mean, you've got the Thunder, like I said, the Thunder, Nuggets, and Rockets. Then the Warriors, who we've talked about, the Clippers, the Spurs are going to be much improved. I like Dallas this year too. The Lakers with Luka Doncic is probably going to be playing at like a top 3 MVP rate this year. And it goes on and on and on. I mean, there are legitimately 9 to 10 teams in the Western Conference that could do damage, 9 to 10 teams that could win at least a series in the playoffs out West. So I'm with you, Jimbo. I've been saying it for years since, the Kobe heyday that we really need to do just straight 1 through 16 kind of a seeding. I would love to do it whenever we can oust Commissioner Nosferatu, Adam Silver, get him out of there and get Commissioner Skap Attack sworn in. as the NBA commissioner, the head man, and I'm calling the shots. I will abolish the plan. I will take away that in-season tournament filth. I will seed these teams 1 through 16. I will bring back hand checking. You have my solemn vow that that NBA scoring per night will not be 115 points per game anymore. Those are just a few things that you can look forward to when Commissioner Skap takes command of the league offices. But I do think that is a direction that the NBA should have been going in for years, and I just don't see any way that they're going to do it, because Adam Silver has really nothing but bad ideas ultimately. So, guys, it's been a great. I think it's been a great opening night here on the live stream. Sorry, I just wanted to kind of get my vocals saturated with some water again. If you are just joining us, I am winding down the night. That, as you can see, guys, it is night here. We've got the darkness has taken over the lounge. The waters are still warm. I still have about 300 people in here. I'm very thankful that you guys came out for opening night. If you are just joining us, I find that very unlikely and very hard to believe. But it was a pretty decent night of NBA basketball. I thought the Warriors-Lakers game was just kind of mediocre. The Warriors commanded that from the beginning. 119-109 final. The Warriors 1-0, and the Lakers, they need a lot of help. They're going to be looking for a lot of answers moving forward now in the days to come. They've got Luka Doncic, not much else. Luka with a big game tonight, 43 points, 12 rebounds, 9 assists on 17 of 27 shooting in 41 minutes. Played. The only thing he didn't really do well tonight, he was cold from the three-point line, 2 of 10. And then, of course, just recapping that game, the Rockets game, it was really an instant classic, quite frankly. Rockets Thunder, 125-124, double OT. The Thunder escape with the win on ring ceremony. Shea came on in the fourth quarter and in the 2 overtimes. The Houston Rockets point guard situation is a mess. Kevin Durant didn't look particularly good, but Alfred Şengün was an absolute star tonight. Best player I saw on the floor in that game by far. So going to be interested to see what he does. I'm looking through all of the guys that I think are going to make all NBA teams this year, and it's just going to be tough. It is going to be tough to parse through and figure it out. I like first team honors is going to be pretty easy in my estimation. It's going to be Jokic, Shea, and Giannis. You can take those guys to the bank. I think Luka Doncic is going to get first team as well, because he's probably going to average about a 30-point triple-double this year. So those 4 guys are absolute locks. Whichever team is very good in the Eastern Conference, whether it be the Knicks, the Cavs, the Magic, maybe they're probably going to get that last spot in the first team. Maybe Victor Wembanyama gets it if he stays healthy. But then after that, you've got, speaking of Victor Wembanyama, he's got to make a team. Paolo Banchero is going to make a team, I think. Alfred Şengün is going to make a team. So, I mean, and then you've got these entrenched older guys still, like Steph Curry running around, LeBron James, whenever he gets back and starts putting up his box score points and accruing his negatives on the plus minus. So this is going to be an interesting season. I think the youth is getting ready to take over. The best player in the NBA is still Nikola Jokic by a large margin, in my estimation. I still like Giannis Antetokounmpo as the second best player. From there, probably Shea and Luka in that order. But we'll see. Luka's on the verge of a crazy season, in my opinion. Beyond that, though, I think the young crop of NBA superstars are on the rise this year. This is the seed change year where I think these young guys start taking over, and we're going to be moving on to this new era. Beyond next year, I think LeBron, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, I think they're all aging and phasing out. Who knows? I think they have a couple more years left, particularly Steph and KD there. I think they're both 37 this year. LeBron, 41 in December it will be. So, but we'll see with the meticulous care that guy takes care of himself. We'll see. Who knows if he wants to play on beyond next season. We will see. But this is going to be a very fun year. Guys, I think it was a good opening night to kickstart this season. And tomorrow night, there are a ton of games on the slate tomorrow night. I don't know exactly what I'm going to be doing with this live stream. Probably not going to be every single night like I was doing in the postseason. But I would like to keep this party going, more frequently than I did last season during the regular season, which was not at all. So, and then I did like every night in the playoffs. It will be a mixture of that. I think I'll be on a couple nights a week is my expectation. So keep your eyes out for that. Tomorrow night, the slates, I'm not sure what my night looks like tomorrow night, but there's a lot of good games. You got Cavs, Knicks are on tomorrow night. We talked to somebody in the comment section that noted that they're going to Spurs Mavericks. That's a kind of a tantalizing little game tomorrow night. You've got Wemby and the Spurs going in, taking on Cooper Flagg in his NBA debut. I mentioned the line in that game. It is Dallas favored by 2.5. Other than that, you've got the Timberwolves are playing the Trailblazers tomorrow night, Kings, Suns, Clippers, Jazz, Wizards, Bucks, Pelicans, Grizzlies, Pistons, Bulls, 76ers, Celtics, Raptors, Hawks, Heat, Magic, Nets, Hornets. It is a packed slate tomorrow night. So I may or may not be on tomorrow night. There is a pretty good odds chance that I will definitely be on Thursday night after the Denver Nuggets take on the Golden State Warriors. We'll be talking that game here in the Skap Live After Dark. So the best thing you guys can do ultimately is turn on those notifications if you haven't, because these aren't scheduled very far out in advance. Generally, I drop these things like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes before, sometimes even less time than that. So best thing to do if you want to hop in and get in the lounge with me, which you should, damn it, because the waters are always warm here. Hit those notifications, turn them on. And guys, make sure that you are subscribed if you aren't. Like I said, please do me a favor. I would be very grateful if you guys get onto my channel and find that top 10 video. If you haven't watched it, please do. I think it's one of my best videos up on my entire, I think I have 550 videos up. That's easily one of the top 10 videos, could be my best one. So please do me a solid and check that out if you haven't, guys. And again, stay tuned for more from me. Until next time, guys, have a great night and a happy opening night to all of you. I will see you guys sometime soon.